Welcome to episode 6 of my Williams Road to Glory here in the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with every stream that I do moving forwards. Rather than going through absolutely everything, I'm going to literally just be going through qualifying and the actual race itself to really try and cut down on the length of the videos. You know, a lot of videos have been sort of 2, 3, 4 hours, which is of course going to be quite boring for a lot of people. So I want to try and streamline this. Of course, I don't have a computer. I'm just broadcasting directly from the PlayStation, so there are no edits. So this is what I'm going to do, just to try and minimize the videos, and hopefully that will encourage people to just watch a little bit more. So I've already gone through practices 1, 2 and 3, and as you may have seen from the title of this video, wow, check this out. Alexander Albon, fastest lap in practice 3 qualifying. Now, before you get ahead of yourselves, of course, without a shadow of a doubt, that was a bit of a it's a little bit misleading, because we literally took Alexander out for a qualifying run. So I literally sent him out, one warm-up lap, one lap, and then back into the grid on a brand new set of soft compound tires, literally like 2-3 laps worth of fuel, so barely anything, just to literally manage to get us round for the 3 laps. So of course it is misleading, you know. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit clickbaity, don't get me wrong. For most parts, we have literally been at the back of the grid for most of this, but we're not too far off Vettel and Stroll, so hopefully within the race itself we're going to get some good results. And as you may have seen, Pierre Gasly looks like he's got himself a grid penalty. I'm not sure how much of his penalty he's got. I'm not sure on here where I'm able to find the specifics information on that. If anyone is aware on how I can find that out, please drop me a message and let me know. As you can see right here, Alexander Albon, literally we did 3 stints, literally in for a big old run, new set of tyres, whacked out that amazing run, and then that same set of tyres we just went out back for the majority of the rest of the race. Now, what I have noticed in Canada, there have been a lot of crashes, and believe me, I do know this because I've done 6 practice sessions. How have I done that? I hear you ask. Well, the reason for that is what I talked about last episode, is I wanted to test a theory. So I did all 3 practices the first time round. I saved the game before I went into doing these practices, so I could load up immediately and go straight back. And I literally made a note of what my setup was, what I got with the higher setup. I took a picture of it with my phone, what I can see obviously on my TV, and then I loaded the game back up and put that same setup right from the start to see what actually happens. And I'll tell you what, it literally is exactly that. It gives you the exact same thing. If you'd maybe changed the parts or something like that, that may have had a bit of an impact. I don't know. We'll obviously know with that in due course. But I literally got to the percentages that I wanted right after practice 1, and then it was a case of really being able to fine-tune it a little bit further. So if you want to cheat to give yourself some extra practice sessions, that's how you could do that. There's my top tip for you for today. So what we managed to get, after the first 3 sessions I did before I went back and loaded up, both drivers won 88%. Albon, I couldn't quite manage to get that smidge bit further to get a really great setup. Jack, I did manage to increase him a little bit up to 92. So of course that means we get a lovely little boost to a lot of our stats going into the race for our control, accuracy, cornering, braking and reactions. I believe reactions is the only one that's a 2, everything else is a +3 bonus. But without further ado, we're going to have a dry weekend, nothing to suggest we're going to have any rain at any point, so we're going to crack straight on into the qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. Here we go.
Radio check.
Copy, radio check.
That's green now. Green now.
It is a bit cloudy, so we're just going to double check, and it is absolutely saying 0 rain for the entire qualifying session. So I'm going to start by sending Jack out. Give him a little bit of space. And it looks like someone else is coming out, so we're just going to give them a little bit of room. I ideally don't want to get caught up right behind them. There we go. So of course we're going to bring up the telemetry as we always do. Hopefully no one's going to come out of the grid right at the start to slow us down. Just kind of keeping an eye on this. I have definitely seen a few crashes in the Wall of Champions today. Magnussen's coming out. Is Jack going to get impacted? I sincerely hope not. So here we go. We're following Jack going round on his first flying lap. Does look like he may be coming up. But hopefully we've got a nice long straight. We can get Magnussen out of the way. So we've gone purple first sector. Of course, we're the first driver on the grid. So there we go. And Magnussen is nicely out of the way. No impact there. Really, really good there. And what does Albon get for his first? He's literally only just coming around and starting his lap now. So that's fine. We'll just keep an eye out. I can't imagine Jack's going to have any problems traffic-wise getting around for the remainder of this lap. So we'll just follow him round. So Albon has got a slight edge of about 200ths of a second in sector 1. Here we got Jack coming right towards again, nicely smooth, far on the power, going up to the line, and what do we get? We got a 1:13.7, so faster than Albon's lap in practice 3. That's really nice to see. It's really nice to see that a little bit faster. And of course we're 1.7 seconds behind Leclerc, but that is to be expected. How does Albon do? He's coming up. Oh, a little bit of traffic there. That's going to slow him down. That is very unfortunate. I think he's probably going to be slower. He's actually, even though he got held up with the traffic, who was that? It was Verstappen. Verstappen held him up. I believe that is Verstappen on his first flying lap. Just very quickly accelerating away. So he must be on a flying lap. But that is very unfortunate that he has unfortunately held us up there. Lance Stroll straight away. He is a good 2.5 minutes behind us. So he really got caught up in the traffic there. That's really unlucky for him. Lando Norris had quite a poor one as well.
Understood. Watch shot, white line and pit limiter on entry.
So what we're going to do with Jack, we are going to send him out on the exact same set of tyres, get another run in. Yeah, so Jack is going out again, and Albon is coming up towards pit lane and just entering it now. So at the moment, Lando Norris, Ricciardo and Stroll, all of whom are slower than us at this moment in time. Norris has been a lot faster all weekend, so he must have been in traffic. Daniel Ricciardo, though, has been very, very close to us. So there's a possibility there that we could get something. Very small possibility. You never know what's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to send out Albon as well. So we're just going to follow Jack all the way round. So Vettel has managed to split the two of us. He's literally 14 hundredths of a second behind Albon. So this could be a very, very tight weekend coming into this. We're about half a second behind Magnussen, who was one of our close ones this weekend. So we're going to have to see what happens there. So Jack has just started his first flying lap. Rather, his second flying lap. Obviously, this is a scrub set of tyres, so he's probably going to be going a little bit slower. But if the traffic stays well, you never know how that may turn out. He looks absolutely fine for traffic-wise. The only possibility is Russell. We have to see how that goes. But Alexander Albon as well. No one's coming out. So he should be good traffic-wise as well. Jack rapidly catching Russell. Oh, is he going to get slowed down here? I think that might have ended. I mean, he was already going slow in both of the first two sectors anyway. Albon, though, has gone quicker in Sector 1. He has absolutely gone quicker. He did get a tiny bit held up in the traffic in Sector 1 on the first lap, so that may be helping him wise there. But he should be okay traffic-wise. And Jack does not improve in any sector, so he's going to remain where he is at the moment in 10th place. Albon slightly slower in Sector 2. He's got 1:13.722 to beat, to improve. How does he improve? Let's see. As he's coming up towards the Wall of Champions, nicely smooth. He got held up there previously. Is he going to improve? 13.722. He does. He improves by about 1,200 tenths of a second. So doesn't do much. It just more increases the gap to Vettel. But that does put us in a little bit closer to Yuki Tsunoda, Guan Yu Zhou, Norris, Gasly, Ricciardo, Stroll. They're all slower than us at this present moment in time. Does this bode well for the remainder of qualifying? Could we be about to get out of qualifying 1 for the first time this season? Who knows? Who knows? But this is quite exciting. Jack's finally coming into pit. And then Albon is just coming down that big, long final straight here now. I'm just trying to think out time-wise, do we have enough for 2? At this moment in time, I don't believe we do, so we're not going to worry too much about it. Ocon and Hamilton and Alonso, I believe they're going to set their first laps. Okay, so we're just going to pause it just for one moment. So now that everybody has set times, we're doing really, really well. Albon in 13th, Jack in 15th. So, realistically, Guan Yu Zhou, Norris, Gasly, Ricciardo, all 4 of them I am expecting to improve. The question is, will they? We always know what it's like. If you just get the tiny bit of traffic, just get slow, just that tiny amount, you're buggered. So, we're going to have to see. So, 1 minute 12, 1 minute 15 lap. Why is Jackson... Oh, so that always throws me. That sort of red exclamation mark, that is the thing that always catches me out and confuses me, because it is obviously it's just your information to advise you that you're in danger of being eliminated. And the cars are now starting to go out. So Jack's managed to get out. And luckily he has got a Mercedes behind him. Hopefully we're all going to be nice enough, give each other plenty of room. And Alex Albon is going to be the second to last across that finishing line. Is that going to give him a really good boost if he doesn't get stuck in any form of traffic? That is what we're really hoping for. Vettel is going to be the first one to set his... So we're going to follow on with Vettel, just kind of get an idea, see how he goes. Maybe he's going to crash. That'd be quite nice if he crashes out. So we're following Vettel for the time being, just seeing how he's getting on. And then we'll switch over to Jack momentarily. And watch him as he goes across the line. Slight weave there from Vettel. Might have lost him a tiny bit of time. Here we go. Here's Jack. So we're looking to push absolutely everything here. So Jack has gone green, sector 1. So Vettel is finally coming towards the line. What does he do?
Okay, that's end of session.
It does not look like Vettel has improved. Jack has gone yellow sector 2 as Albon has only got yellow sector 1 as well. Nice cross line. He does improve. Jack, I think he did improve it only by a small amount. Stroll has actually, from the looks of it, qualified ahead of Vettel for the first ever time. So we were limited, we were towards the back of the grid, as to be expected. And to be honest, our fastest lap in practice 3 ended up being slower than the fastest, the fastest one for the bottom driver in qualifying itself. So it was better situation, but no, it was always going to be that situation. So let's just have a look. Where were we faster? So Stroll was marginally faster in all 3 of the sectors. So Sebastian Vettel was slightly faster than Albon in sector 2 in comparison. Jack was slightly faster than him in sector 1. And sector 3. So Vettel is faster in sector 2. That's where he's really getting it. Okay, so sector 2. I mean, it's through those straights, but there's a couple extra corners in that section where Vettel and Stroll definitely have the advantage there. But we're talking so minimal. We're talking so minimal. There have been a lot of crashes in a lot of the practices that I've done. So we're basically talking about a 10-second average gain if we were to pit with a safety car. The optimum and expected strategies are medium hard or soft hard. We're gonna take a look and see what we think with the strategy. We are towards the back. Is it better to come harder later on in the session?
The time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Williams had a good performance in qualifying. Now they'll be eager to demonstrate that they can have an even better race. Aston Martin did a good job during qualifying, and they're pretty much where everyone expected them to be on the grid. Now it's up to them to defy expectations during the race itself. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
But don't forget, there's always excitement in Montreal, and the odds are that this will be another Grand Prix to remember.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope we get some crashes that manage to go our way. That means we can boost ourselves up the grid. I'll be completely honest, we have had 2 incidents of crashes ourselves in the practices that we did. That I obviously did behind the scenes. One was a little bit of a lockup, and we just lost, had a small amount of damage to the front wing, so we obviously had to change that. In the first time I did it, which was the one that I went back, reloaded, and then obviously did it as part of the test that I did, we ended up actually getting into quite a big crash. It involved 4 cars. We were the only ones severely damaged from the looks of it. The others had just minor little niggles, but it literally completely gave us a puncture, and it also gave us a damaged chassis, which then when I needed to get one, I realised, oh, I don't have any spare, and I had to get one in emergency basis, so that cost me around about $400,000 to get it for that day, for that session, which was not ideal. So I definitely need to make sure I look into that and get some extras following the race. So here we are, moving to the strategies. So let's just take a look, see here. So we're looking about the same time-wise for the one stop, whether it's the medium hard or the soft and hard. Just out of curiosity, would it be something that we could extend the life and manage to do medium soft? Oh god, I'll tell you what, that would be pushing it. That would be really pushing it. What if we were to add a secondary one for the softs? Just out of curiosity with that. So about lap 30 and then about lap 50. So 30, 20, 20. That's adding on about 10 seconds or so. Okay. But if we were to get safety cars, that could be a very viable option. So that is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking go with the mediums. I think we're averaging in the region of about 30 laps for the mediums, followed by about 20 each for the softs. The hards, we're looking easily about 50 laps, very comfortably about 50 laps when we get to that sort of cut-off period. If we were to really go sort of midway, about lap 27, that gives you a little bit for each. Yeah, so I think that's what both drivers are going to do. We're going to go for the mediums hard, see what happens. We could get safety cars. It could very easily be we do mediums, soft, and then onto the hards. We could do something like that. depending on how everything goes. We've got, how many compounds we've got available to us. So we've got 1 set of hards, 2 set of mediums, and I believe we've got 2 new sets of the softs. But then we have also got one that's literally done 3 laps, and then another one that's done an extra 2. So that is absolutely fine. We've got loads of tyres to be spared. Obviously that's for Jack. If we go to Alex and we give him the same, he can normally extend his stint a little bit longer, so I'll go to about 29 for him, put him onto there, and again we can go with the same option should we want to. Again, 1 hard, 2 mediums, 2 brand new softs, and then again the same there. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so no, we don't want to change any of them. What we do want to change is our driver options for the start of the race. As always, we're going to literally push everything right at the very start of the race, and then we back off a little bit as the race begins to unfold that little bit. So I am happy with where we are. The setup's good, the strategy's good, we've got a good position, we've got lots of potential for crashes. Hopefully it's not going to be us. Let's go to the Canadian Grand Prix.
The drivers there lined up on the grid under mostly sunny skies. Here we have Alexander Albon. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. And looking at the second Williams car. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid.
I did actually forget to look where Gasly was. I'll need to go back and have a look at that at some point, see where he started, because obviously he had a grid penalty.
Raring to go. It's the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So Albon's really going for it, really pushing hard. It's going to be around the outside, but that will give him the inside line coming around the turn 2. I believe he has managed to get out Stroll, and Jack has also managed to overtake Jack Doohan. So straight away we are already behind him. Let's take a look at that replay for Jack. So we missed that because we were on board with Albon. Let's see Jack. Oh, just straight off the line, all the way around. Like I said, he's got the outside line, but taking it for the switchback for the inside line.
And a race position gain.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
The team watching on and clearly
get in. Very good start. We've overtaken both Astons right at the start. That's what we want to see. And it looks like Jack has also overtaken Stroll. Wonderful. Right, we're just going to pause 1 second. I just want to have a look at the tyre strategies. So Vettel and Mick Schumacher, they're the ones on the softs. They are, of course, going to be our challengers. Mick Schumacher, Ricciardo, Stroll and Vettel. Everyone else, a lot of, obviously some of the upper fields who we aren't too concerned about, they're all on the mediums mostly.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Okay, and we're just gonna back off now slightly
to drop back
on all of our settings. We've settled into the race quite nicely there.
Level. Copy.
Okay, so situation is you are P17.
Williams there gaining several places in
Jack has gained 2 positions there. Wow.
Now we
I just noticed he was in front of Albon. What happened here? Oh, late dive bomb. Really late dive bomb. That was fantastic. Really aggressive driving there from the young Australian.
Good for them. That was a
We've seen their celebration. We don't need to see that anymore. So Jack's definitely putting it away a little bit. Albon just dropping back by about 1.7 seconds away from that. But Doohan is right on the tail of Ricciardo. If we have a race anything like the last one in Azerbaijan, with the battle that we had around the bottom 5-6 positions, we're in for an exciting race today. Perez currently with the fastest lap of the race. Bottas ahead of Hamilton. That's really good for him. Not so good for the Mercedes. They really need to get some parts improvements so they can try and challenge with the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. Mid-table, exactly as you would probably normally expect it. You've got Gasly, Ocon, Alonso, Norris, a little bit further down than we have seen him in the last few races, followed by Tsunoda, Guan Yu Zhou, Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher and Ricciardo. Jack Doohan just dropping back from him a little bit at the present moment in time. Fuel is looking reasonable at the moment, so we're just going to keep an eye on that, see how that goes. We're going into about +1 levels of the fuel at the moment, and DRS is now enabled. So now I'm expecting Jack to really start to pull away a little bit from the bottom three.
Okay, we want to increase lift and coast.
Yeah, sure.
We want to leave court, please.
Copy.
So Stroll and Vettel right on the tail of Albon at the current present moment in time. And Jack is just starting to drop off a little bit, so I'm just going to ask him to push a little bit on his tyres. We just want to make sure that we try and keep in touch with him. Stroll has overtaken Alexander Albon, which that is not to be unexpected where they are at the moment. Stroll's obviously a little bit further behind, so they all had the DRS wide open. That was probably going to really take that. Actually, from the looks of that,
Goodness me, there they go. Moving
from the image I could see there, it was either just how the rear wings look, or it's a case that actually that that Albon had his rear wing open with the DRS, but Stroll didn't. That seems a little bit unusual to me, so we're just going to keep an eye on that. Tyre wear looking reasonable at the moment. Just looking Jack to just try and stay touch. Coming around past the wall of champions. Nice and smooth there. Albon still the same. He's got the DRS. Is he going to be able to challenge for Stroll? It looks like he's going to make the pass. And he has round the inside. Good little run there. Well done to you there. Let's go back on board with Jack. How's he doing? He is now really starting to drop back. He is dropping back away from Ricciardo. So we're just going to go back in standard because he's a little bit harder on his tyres. So we want to make sure we keep hold of that because we don't know how this race is going to go. Okay, so we're just going to speed through a couple of laps, just see how we get on. And Albon currently at the back of the grid, battling very hard. Oh!
And there's an overtake from Williams.
And Stroll has actually caught up and now overtaken Jack. So he's just been dropping back a little bit over the last couple of laps. So this is going to be looking like a normal back four battle here. Strategy could really come into play here. Let's just have a look tyre wise. So Vettel, even though he's on the softs, he's not making ground. So maybe the softs aren't the tyre to be on at this present moment in time. Maybe they're better keeping them for the end of the race when you've got a lower fuel load on board. So you're able to go a little bit faster there. So at the moment we've got an Aston Martin sandwich, as I like to call it. Aston Martin being the bread, Williams being the tasty, gooey middle. And Stroll is also just dropping further and further back from Ricciardo. So, unless we get safety cars, I think this is where this race is going to be. A lot of going backwards and forwards at this stage. So we're going to go to around about lap 15, check in with the guys, see how they're doing. We are actually quite good on the fuel at the moment, so we're just going to ask both of them just to push a little bit more for the fuel for the time being. And Jack's already going to pull that up. Albon, around about 10 laps plus of fuel, even though he's really pushing. And now they're starting to come back down. There we go. We'll just bring that back down again. Okay, so around about lap 16 at the moment. Tyre wear absolutely bang on where we want them to be. We're really good on fuel in this one today.
Lift and coast.
Yes.
Right. Just going to ask them to start deploying their ERS a little bit. Want to see if we can just rein them in a little bit.
Make sure you give some energy.
Copy, copy.
How are we looking further up the grid? The two Red Bulls followed by the Ferraris, as it has been for all of this race thus far. Bottas has really dropped back. He was in 5th place. He's currently down in 8th place. Otherwise, very, very similar. Not much change in this one, surprisingly, at this moment in time. But like I said, safety cars is where this race will change, and I cannot imagine that we're going to get through the entire race without any form of safety car. I just can't see it. I really, really can't. Right, so we've got Jack coming around the front. I'm going to ask him to go in to overtake. Really send it. Really, really send it.
Copy.
Pushing on, pushing on.
Copy.
And he's got in front of Stroll, coming through for the Wall of Champions. Making sure he's quite good there. Absolutely gorgeous. No one looks like they've got DRS, which is a little bit surprising.
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
So if we can just ask both drivers just to push a little bit harder, just for the time being.
Push hard. Copy.
Lift and coast level 3.
Okay.
But Albon is now suddenly a lot closer to Daniel Ricciardo. He's now only about a second away, whereas before he was about 3 seconds away. He's now within DRS range. And he's got his DRS open. Is he going to make a move on Daniel Ricciardo, who's 7 seconds behind Mick Schumacher? So maybe has Ricciardo got some problems? So Albon here, I want to send him all the way up into overtake.
Just use the
I
overtake.
really want to get. He's got the DRS here. Can he manage to get Daniel Ricciardo with the DRS? He's got it open. He's pushing. He's pushing hard. And oh,
Check the DRS.
Yep, copy.
oh, that was very close. That was really, really close. So we're absolutely where we want them to be at this stage. And how we're doing. The messages just keep getting in the way. I want to see what's happening. This is why I want us to be high of the grid, so we don't have to worry when these messages pop up and block our view with everything, the race directory at the side. So Vettel is currently dropping further away. Albon go for another move on Ricciardo, and this time it sticks. This time it sticks. He's got the DRS. He's going to be able to pull away here. Well done there. Just go back into standards for the drive.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
I want to see that one again. That was a beautiful overtake. DRS wide open. Ricciardo was just a sitting duck. We thought he'd managed to get him back, but then wham! He had it. Surprised that they had the DRS through the corner, unless that's a graphical issue. Normally I wouldn't expect to see a DRS open when you're going through a corner, because otherwise you're really liable to spin out there. Right, so we're going to see if Albon can push on a little bit for the time being. Jack's a little bit low on his fuel at the moment, not too much though to be concerned about at this present moment in time. Because we've been very good on the fuel. You can see Albon straight away, he's already plus two laps at the moment. But Jack is definitely starting to drop off. So Albon and Ricciardo, they've got this little battle at the moment. Let's tune in with Jack, sorry, because Vettel just sees dipping in and out of that DRS range. If we can just make sure we get that little bit more of a push, then we'll be good, because then they don't have the DRS. We can just begin to pull away from those Aston Martins. Okay, so I'll be interested to see when Vettel pits on what lap he does. So that'll give us a really good indication of where we're looking at tyre-wise. And Norris is actually already in the pits, so he must be on the softs. So I'm guessing he must be pitting any time now. Are we going to be able to overtake Lando Norris in the pits?
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
Norris has actually dropped right to the very back of the grid. So with that pit stop, Norris has dropped right to the very back. Tyre wear looking bang on point at the moment. I'm going to ask Albon just to start pushing on a little bit harder with his tyres. And Jack's really caught up with him. So Jack is now on Ricciardo as well. Oh, I think Norris, I think Ricciardo was going for that. Hang on, we've got a lot of soft compound tyres. They're all boxing, so it does look to be in that range of around about lap 20, about 20 laps. Seems to be around about that window for the soft compound tyres before they start dropping off. So that's really interesting to really be aware of. There you go, there's Vettel in the pits. I think he's just coming out of the pit lane now. Oop. So I didn't mean to pause that there. I think he's literally just coming out. There you go. He's just coming out of the pits there. So at the moment, we're currently 13th and 15th on the grid. That's really nice to see. Obviously, we have got those pit stops, which has helped to bump us up. If we suddenly get a safety car, wow, this could really swing this race. It could really dramatically swing this race. So at the moment, we are planning to go on to the harder compound tyres in the region of about lap 27 to 30, that sort of ballpark. So we're going to have to just keep an eye out. As I said, the one thing that we're really hoping for is a soft compound tyre strategy switch in that kind of area. So even with going slightly aggressive on the sides, we're still getting the benefits. I think we're just going to manage to retain the place here against Ricciardo. Yes, we do. We managed to still maintain that. So So what's the interval looking like at the moment? So Lance Stroll is still about 2 seconds off. So we're leaving the Aston Martins behind here. So our race is against Ricciardo. That's where our race is, and I'm loving this. I'm loving this, that we're able to battle against Ricciardo all of the change. Verstappen just suddenly got fastest lap. Ferraris are just currently above them at this present moment in time, but Perez has already pitted. You can see that he did start on the soft compound tyres compared to the rest of them who are all on the mediums like us. Jack has got a little bit of fuel spare, so we're going to push on that a little bit. And Sonoda is in the pits as well. Could this be one that we managed to get as well? Oh, it looks like Ricciardo's finally managed to get back ahead of us. But he's lost a lot of ground to the teams in front with having to battle us. And Albon's managed to get Ricciardo again. So fast forwarding that, we want to go and watch that one again. Let's just go back once we get the highlight reel.
And a new position just gained by Williams. Let's take a look at the replay.
Once again, just DRS wide open on that lovely long straight. Just no room for battle in there. But like I said, we are going to be coming up to the pit window fairly soon. If I was just to take a quick look at the interval, if we're talking of about a 20-second pit stop at this moment in time, we'd be looking in that realm of about where Vettel is. What tyre did Vettel go on to actually? Vettel went onto the hard, so Vettel I think is doing the soft hards, so very similar strategy to us in terms of time-wise. Whereas we're doing the medium, so it just means we can go that little bit longer with us, and we can push a little bit more as well. You can see the tyre wear still fantastic in comparison, so I really think we may just push, stretch this stint a little bit longer, maybe by about 5 laps, maybe, obviously depending on how the tyre degradation goes. But so far, I'm loving this battle with Daniel Ricciardo. Stroll's just catching up a little bit by about half a second over the last couple of laps. So this is the problem when you're battling so much. You just can't get that edge, and because obviously we haven't been able to pull away yet from Ricciardo, as in Albon. Ricciardo's got that DRS. Ooh, who's going to get this one? Ricciardo's managed to get back in front.
Do not do anything.
Don't worry, we're still going, we're still going.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
So I'm just going to ask Jack at the moment, don't fight with his teammate. I want to make sure that Albon is the one to really challenge with him. Oof! Another big battle there. Right, Albon, I'm just going to ask you to go really aggressive for a little bit.
Yes.
I think Schumacher's currently below us as well. He's pitted as well.
Full deploy.
Yes, okay.
So Ricciardo's now in the pits. Right, so Albon has got some clean air. He's up to 10th at this moment in time. Jack as well. We need to now push. We need to push. So we need to try and get this overcut. We need to try and get this. Outside's looking at about 45-44%. So we are just going to push a little bit. So just going to push a little bit, go towards our pit window. We're really pushing 10th and 11th at the moment. Here we go. Right, so we haven't got the safety car, so we are staying with our strategy. We are... Oh, hang on, no. We're going with the hards. Oof, he made a mistake there. So estimators come out around about P19.
Increase lifting coast.
Yes.
We want to leave court, please.
Copy.
Make sure you have some energy.
Copy.
Yeah. Deploy.
Yep, copy.
So Albon's got currently up to 9th position. Currently up to 9th.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Taking Mick Schumacher.
Now we see the Williams here. A bold move indeed.
Beautiful, and got it done nice and early. Didn't have to worry about squabbling within the corner. So Jack is going to be coming in. He is going to be coming in this lap. Estimated to come out around about P19. It was estimating, but he's had a bit of a push. And we might be lucky enough to manage to get him. And hopefully we've got a little bit of gap still to Stroll. Here we go, we're looking for a really good pit stop now. Really good pit stop. .65, perfect pit.
Boxing, is that box?
So Jack, is he going to be able to get out ahead of Ricciardo? He is! He's got ahead of Ricciardo! Wow! So that overcut has really done us fantastic. We're about 2 seconds now ahead of Ricciardo. That is incredible. What an overcut. What a decision by myself, if I do say so myself. So we're just going to push for this very first lap. We're going to watch Albon because he's now coming around the last big corner. Down onto the main straight. Is obviously going to come into bits before the Wall of Champions. And how is this going to occur? Is he going to get ahead of Jack? Is he going to get ahead of Ricciardo? That's what we're really hoping for. Don't get in our way there, Mick. Just get out of the way. There we go. We had a 2.6 second pit stop previously. What are we going to get this time? So Jack's just come around the Wall of Champions, 2.8, so 2.2 seconds slow stop. Where we're going to come out in relation, tire's getting a little bit warm, that's absolutely fine, so just back off now. And we are ahead of Jack as well. So we're currently P16 and P17 in this race. Wow! This is great stuff.
Focus and push.
Copy.
So obviously just following Albon round for the first lap, still push. Jack's about 2 seconds behind Alexander Albon already, and Daniel Ricciardo's about 2.3 behind him as well. So this is a phenomenal race. Could things get even better? We are going to have to wait and see. If we get a safety car right now, it would be disappointing. They couldn't have come a couple of laps earlier, but we would probably stay on this strategy at this current moment in time. We're looking for a strategy towards the end of the race.
To drop back.
If we were to change tyre compounds.
Okay, max saving, max fuel saving.
Okay.
So we're just watching the fuel levels at this moment in time. Let's keep them in that sort of 1 lap plus ball point so we can go when needed. Oh, we're still in deploy. Let's just change those up. Daniel Ricciardo still about 1.7 behind Jack at this present moment in time, which is really good to see. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo is just starting to catch a little bit. Just keeping an eye on him at the moment. Getting into the DRS range, so we're just going to ask Jack just to push on that a little bit more, just to try and stay out of that DRS range if we can. That's not an ideal situation because we now don't have Albon to protect us with the DRS. And we're just going to keep an eye on the tyre wear, see how we go. I'm going to ask Albon just to push a little bit more as well. Okay, Ricciardo is now in the DRS range. He's going for it. And I think he's just about managed to stay ahead of him there. So while these two are able to battle, that does mean that Alex is able to just pull away ever so much more, which is good for us for our long-term objectives in this race. Ideally, we want to get Albon to finish, ideally a little bit higher, but of course Albon is about 11 seconds behind, so that is unlikely to happen. Thus far, no one has actually been lapped. However, Vettel is probably not too far away from getting lapped with Leclerc behind him. So I'm expecting within a couple of laps, we're going to see this happen. There you go, there is Leclerc at the moment, the race leader, battling very, very hard with the Red Bulls. It's not often that we look at the front runners because of course we're always focused at the back of the grid, but Vettel has managed to overtake him there on the main pit straight. Jack's doing a great job, still managing to keep Ricciardo behind him. Gotta feel a little bit like Murray Walker at the moment. If you guys are liking this slightly different version of the stream where I'm obviously doing a lot more, you see a lot more of the visuals of the race rather than a lot more stuff like fast forwarding through with the box of practice sessions, then please drop a comment down below, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe would be wonderful as well. I've got probably 2 subscribers to my channel, which we only started literally a couple of weeks ago, and these are my first kind of full loads of the videos. Ooh, I didn't mean to change over that. So any comments are appreciated. Obviously, in an ideal situation, I only want anything positive. If you are going to put anything negative, please be constructive. I don't want any negativity or any trolls. If we have anything like that, you would get blocked straight away. That's just the way I'm going to work with anything like this. So we need to get back to our action and see how we are getting on, rather than focus on the leaders, of course. Jack's doing a very good job of holding back Daniel Ricciardo behind, which is allowing Albon to just stretch up. Somebody's locked up in sector 1. Who's locked up?
Seems to have been a lockup.
It
Let's
was
see what
Vettel.
happened there. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel, and yes, that's the lockup.
Oof. See, I've seen quite a few of those in the practice when I talk about the crashes, that they literally locked up in that exact place, but then did a weird 90-degree turn and then ended up in the barriers and losing their wing. Didn't have to retire, but they did lose their front wing, so I thought that may have been the situation there again. So that means Vettel is dropping right back, and he's doing a very bad job in this race. So this is clearly not a track for the McLarens. We're used to seeing Daniel a little bit further down the back of the grid, but Lando Norris is surprisingly really low down. I would not have normally have expected of this of him. But Jack is doing a fantastic job. Keep defending, mate. Keep defending for your life. We're just over halfway through this race as of right now. I'll tell you what, I'm loving this race. This at this moment in time is right up there with the Spanish Grand Prix, which was a couple of episodes ago. If you haven't seen that yet, what are you doing here? Go back and watch that episode. We've got the full playlist, all the episodes there, all on there. Of course, today is a slightly newer episode where we are just focused on qualifying and the race itself, so you're seeing a lot more of the action, and I hope you guys will appreciate this. Anyone who is watching, I think I do have one viewer at the moment, so if you're watching right now live on the stream, or if you're watching back after the fact, drop a comment down below. Let me know how things are going.
Great race so far.
And I absolutely agree. Whoever's left that comment, thank you so very much. Absolutely, yes, this is a great race so far. I am loving this. Jack's saying that the tyres getting a little bit warm, so we're just going to back up a little bit. We're going to push the fuel level a little bit. This is a problem when you're battling so hard.
Okay, back off.
Copy.
Yeah, tyres are a little bit warm if we compare them. Well, Albon's look a little bit warmer. Yeah, definitely going into 130 race, we don't want that really. But unfortunately, that does allow Ricciardo to get through.
The situation is at your P18. P18.
McLaren gain a position.
So what does this mean for Ricciardo? Is he going to very quickly catch up to Albon and suddenly challenge him and battle in? We're just going to try and get him to cool down the tyres because we can't push too much for too long. They are definitely getting quite warm, so I'm just going to ask Jack just to go a little bit light on for a lap or two. Just want to allow those tyres to try and cool down a little bit. Just going to keep an eye on them there. And it's exactly the same there as well. So we need to ask Albon just to... Oh. Okay, I'm just going to ask him to back off slightly. Which is going to allow Ricciardo to kind of pull back in with us. But that's absolutely fine. We need to keep those tyres cool. There we go. That's looking a lot better there. So we're going to ask him just to push on again a little bit now.
Happy to push, happy to push.
Copy.
But is Jack going to get his place back? And it looks like he's managed it.
If you've got any pace left.
Yes, he has. He has managed to retake the position over Daniel Ricciardo. This was coming down the main pit straight. So he took him a long time to manage to do it properly. Because he managed to overtake him, then Daniel Ricciardo was able to pull it back, and all the way going down there, it was a little bit more battle. We didn't see as much of that replay as I would have liked, but who cares? We are doing fantastically well so far. Stroll and Vettel, like before, like last lap, we were the ones, we were so far out of it, but we had a double safety car drama in last episode. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch them. Both races, it was at Monaco and it was at Azerbaijan. We had a late safety car in both races, which allowed us to come back into it. I'll tell you what, it was an exciting end to the race. It really was. So where are we looking at tyre-wise? So every single driver on the track is currently on the hard compound tyres. I cannot see, unless we have safety car, anyone pitting from now. Oh, Jack's crash! Jack's crash! Oh my God! There's a VSC. VSC.
It's a crash.
Right, so Jack is absolutely going to come. Talk about letting things happen. Jesus, right. So, right, right. Hang on. What we got? So this will be about lap 30. So we're going to go on to a fresh set of mediums because we did. So what? The average expectancy is 47 laps, and we had with what? 47. So that's. So that was about 29 laps. So we're definitely going to do this. Completely fresh set. It's a virtual safety car. Hopefully that will last for the entire time for us to get round. So that means we do have a slower stop. So we do need to change the front wing. Oh, hang on. Is that doing it? Is that automatically selecting? I think that is automatically selecting that, so I don't think we have to worry with that. So we've got an estimated pit stop of 7.532 seconds, so that's about 16 seconds. But that is, of course, that is under the safety car.
That's a VSC.
Yes.
But yeah.
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
So just ask them.
So we are boxing.
Whew. This is going to throw some spanner in the works. Is anyone going to pit other than us? Danny Ricciardo about 2.2 seconds behind at the moment. That hopefully won't change at all. Jack has already dropped down to P19. Vettel is going to overtake him. So this is disappointing. So really our focus is on Alexander Albon. We didn't... Daniel is catching quite quickly, surprisingly. Oh no, it was just there. We're back to 2 and 4. Okay. But we are still got a VSC at the moment in time, so we are going to save a little bit of time compared to what it could have been. There you go, massive chunk of the front wing loss there. Didn't see any of the actual front wing being changed. I'm hoping that has yes, it has changed. Right, okay, so maybe they don't quite have an animation for changing the wing as of yet. So still around about a 2-second gap to Ricciardo, which is exactly what I expected to be able to see. Just going to go slightly light at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to increase lift and coast.
Yeah, okay.
We're happy to push on with the tyres.
Okay.
VSC ending. And we think you can reduce lift and coast.
Copy.
Pushing on.
Copy.
So unfortunately over my race weekend, including the obviously the deleted practice sessions when I obviously was just doing a bit of a test, it has indeed been twice now that Jack unfortunately has crashed out of that Wall of Champions, which is very disappointing, but it's one of them things. Albon currently around about 3.5 seconds, so he's definitely pulled away from Ricciardo, which is good. That's given us a lot of breathing space, because it does look like we have got the lap cars coming behind us. We ideally want to have it on a nice long straight when they can get past us without impacting us at all. There's another driver locked up in sector 3. Who may that have been?
Is that a lockup?
Oh,
Let's take a closer look.
press the wrong button.
Right, watch this. There's Schumacher.
Oh,
They've locked
big
up,
lockup
but
there.
that could have been much worse. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Does that do anything for our race? Where is Schumacher?
Happy to
He's a lot further ahead.
Got it.
So Daniel Ricciardo is now about 1.5 seconds behind, so we have lost a little bit. So we're just going to ask him to push on a little bit.
Push hard. Okay, copy.
So we'll increase that gap again. Jack's he's reduced the deficit to Vettel by about 5 seconds. So we're going to keep an eye out, see how he goes on. But that's the problem when you crash out like that. That does a lot of damage to your race.
Relief core increase, please.
Copy.
I do have to say, I do love the wheel hubcaps for McLaren, because I think they're Google themed. So you got the the colours of the Google logo, and maybe I'm one of the people that do, but I quite like it, and especially compared to everything else, which are I think quite dull sometimes. I think it's quite a nice one. So we're going to ask him to push on the main final 2 straights, going in onto the pit straight.
Tyres aren't really coming down.
Yeah, A-curve.
Actually, just to deploy your ERS.
Just do lift and coasting.
Yep, copy.
Full deploy.
Yep, sure.
DRS is enabled.
Okay, and DRS is enabled again. I was a little bit of time after the VSC. We're just going to skip on a little bit. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of a DRS tow from it's either Leclerc or Sainz that we're behind. I'm not sure who it is. I think it's Sainz. That's good. That gives a nice little tow. So we've again still got an advantage over Ricciardo.
Focus and push.
Copy.
We look at reducing the lift and core.
Copy.
So just asking Jack to push on a little bit, see if we can try and get that deficit down a little bit, but I'm not expecting him to catch it. But we've still got another 23 laps to go of this race. Tyre wear is looking good for both drivers. So I'm just going to ask Albon just to start pushing again a little bit more again. I think for Albon, unless something dramatic happens, this is where he's going to be. We've got a really good gap. Ricciardo has not done anything to be able to get that down at all. Jack's been very consistent as well. He's just not been able to quite push on, but he's getting a little bit now. So we're just going to have a look at the tyre wear. Just going to back off there a little bit.
So what DRS?
Copy.
So heads down, focus,
Copy.
reduce the lift and co.
Copy.
Yeah, we've got about a gap, 8-second gap now to Ricciardo. 9-second gap nearly. I think this is going to kind of be where it's going to be now for the remainder of this race. I can't see any dramatic changes now. Like I said, we're going to have a crash and a safety car for anything to really change here. Lando Norris is in the pit. Oh, and a safety car. Oh, safety car.
Is currently disabled.
Safety car. Right. Right. Jack, definitely I want you to pit onto some soft tyres. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay, it's a safety car.
This is now a gamble.
Positive on the Delta.
This is a gamble.
Yes.
Is anyone else going to pit? Oh. So Jack's already was out of this race, so this is an opportunity to him to get back into it. For Albon, we'd be in our peak situation. He's currently in P15. I mean, we have gained a place. It's about it's about a 9-second thing, so I'm just trying to work it out. We might be able to still get back ahead of Lando Norris if we do it, because we're coming up the main straight at the moment. I'm gambling, guys. I'm really gambling. I'm really gambling for this, but I think it's worth the risk. Oh, it's Magnussen. Magnussen is out.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Let's have a look at this.
All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
Lockup.
That crash is terrible news for the team.
That's a weird. Right, I'm sorry to Frontier. If there's any criticism I've got to give, it's for crashes and spins and everything. It's really bad. Something like that, and he's actually out of the session. Oof. Yeah, damage mods. They really have to. I think have to get something done there. Could we possibly still? Oh, I think we're not going to get out in front of Norris, but Ricciardo, I think we are going to get out of. So Norris has already pitted. Is anyone else going to pit? Okay, so we've not lost out at all. We've got ahead of Ricciardo, which is what we needed to do. That was the main thing.
Entering the pit lane.
And for Jack, this could really help him now. So at least he's not going to be the last, which is great. But with 13 laps to go, this could be what we need. Albon, I'll say everything is going to be conserved. All right.
Safety car in this lap.
Copy.
Oh, Jack didn't quite manage to catch up. He didn't manage to catch up, but Albon is right behind now. Norris, Tsunoda, Alonso. Who has anyone changed anything? Right, let's just make sure we go up into aggressive mode because we've got everything to go for. Whew. So literally Norris, Albon and Jack. We are the only three that has pitted under the safety car. For me, that is a win-win. Ricardo is going to be on the slower tyre, as are maybe Tsunoda, Alonso. So we could get a really good result here with, what, 12 laps or so remaining. Is anyone technically lapped? Alonso back. So we're talking about 11 laps. About 11 laps of racing. Wow. This could be really good now.
Overtaking to the control line.
Yes.
Okay, we are pitch push.
Copy.
Right, lots and lots of cars all going through. And we've taken our Lando Norris. We've taken Lando Norris. We're up to P14.
Right.
Which will be our highest position of the season so far. We're right behind Fernando Alonso at the moment, who is sitting duck as well.
Gained by Williams.
But we've overtaken Norris, and that's a big scalp at the moment in all that confusion. Jack, unfortunately, well, he's gained. He has gained time. He was about 20 seconds at the time. He was about 20 seconds at the time where he was. He's now about 9.7 seconds behind. Albon still trying to go. He has overtaken Alonso. He's overtaken Alonso. He's up to P13. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. What's happened? Another car's run wide. Oh,
There's
we've
an
lost.
overtake from Williams. Let's have a look. Now we see the Williams here.
Oh, that was beautiful over Alonso.
Safety car.
Safety car, safety car. Oh my God. Had a crash on track. Who's crashed?
They crashed out. We can
It's
take a look.
Carlos
Let's
Sainz.
have another look. Sainz is the focus.
Oh, and he's not even, it doesn't even look like he's challenging anyone. Big lockup.
Clearly something went very, very wrong there.
Right, that is the exact same one as that we just had from Magnussen. I'm sorry, that damage mod has really got some improvement to be. Whether it's in a patch, whether it's in one of the future games. Obviously, this is the very first game for this. I'm happy with that. But oh my God. Right, bring everything down again. Oh my God. Right, so at least Jack has now been able to finally catch back up to the back of the grid. This is good for him. That really needs to happen. Okay, so we'll catch back up to safety car. Right, safety car's coming in this lap. Right, so again, everyone. I mean, we've got stuff to spare, so we are going full send. Did anyone change again? So again, it's still just ourselves and Norris in the McLaren who pitted. to be honest, in that safety car session, I could understand why no one would pit, because you've already been really bunched up and you were literally, you know, like Verstappen, if he had pitted, he would have gone right to the back of the grid. He would have been behind Jack. Oh, but here we go. Alexander Albon currently in P12. Could we end up in the points? This is something I would never ever have expected. Oh, actually no, I think we're a lap down, so honestly I don't think that is a possibility. But here we go again. We are about to go racing, everybody. And off we go again. So we're right behind the Alpha of Yuki Tsunoda. But yeah, actually, ooh. Ocon is apparently also lapped. So if we can get ahead of, yeah, if we can get ahead of, oh crap, we've already, oh, actually, no, are we on? Oh no, that was someone else. Oh, all right, we've got blue flags. So if we can manage to get ahead of Ocon, but we're currently two seconds back because of these blue flags. Maybe they'll get ahead of us as well and we can get by. This is difficult. This is, again, something I think that really needs to be looked at. It's allowing the cars to be able to unlap themselves. That is a big thing that needs to happen, because we just lose that. Look at this. We're 5 seconds now behind. Yeah, I mean, there's Stroll and Alonso right behind us. We've lost so much time to them because of the blue flags. We're 8 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda now. But if they manage to fall behind as well...
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
Copy.
And, oh, yeah, we're currently 2 seconds behind them again. So we can catch up. There's Yuki Tsunoda. I think I can see him. He's wide up ahead because of the blue flags. And yes, we're right behind him again. And then we're going to catch up to Esteban Ocon. Could we manage to possibly get P10 and our first points of the season? This is what it's all about. That would be an incredible achievement. I'm going to go up into overtake. Fuel wise is way higher than we absolutely need. Oh, this is an exciting end to this race. We've got 6 or 7 laps to go. I don't know because of all the lapped cars or anything, but I'm loving this. Oh, we're just getting stuck into a bit of an ERS train at the moment. No one can manage to get anything. But someone's gone wide up ahead. Who's that? That was Ocon. So we're now behind Ocon. So Tsunoda's got ahead of him, and we've got
DRS enabled.
Oh, can we manage to do it? Oh, and we've got it. We're going. I think we're going to get Ocon. We're up to P11. Up to P11. Wow! I'm so glad I made the change to this and really gone hard in for this. So you get a lot more of this action, because this is thrilling. Let's see that overtake over Ocon again.
Now watch this. Here's the moments involving Albon. And there they go, moving up a position in the pack. Back in the garage, the team absolutely loved it.
Oh, look at that guy there. He's just sitting there so muted. Like, no, I'm not celebrating. Oh, we're right behind Yuki Tsunoda. We really are. Oh my God. Can we manage to do this? What an achievement this would be. If Williams, the lowest ranked team on the grid, we can manage to get it. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Just back up a little bit. No, actually, no. Keep aggressive. Keep aggressive, because we really want to go for this. Ocon, I believe, has dropped too far back, so he's out of the ERS range. Jack has not managed to overtake anyone. Wow, the McLarens have done so bad this race.
Check the DRS.
Oof. Oh, and we're losing touch to Tsunoda a little bit. Is someone behind us or something? No, they're not. Can we stay in that There we go, we get a little bit closer to him again. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Right on the back of Yuki Tsunoda again. He's stuck behind. Oh, I can't see. It looks like it's an Alpha. I can't see who it is. Wish there was a better way of seeing. It looks like, is it Guan Yu Zhou? I think he's stuck behind Guan Yu Zhou, who's obviously lapped him. Oh, there's a Haas. Jack has managed to overtake. Jack has managed to overtake Ricardo, and he's behind. I'm sorry to take away from the action. Oh.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
God, Ocon's really dropped back. Ocon was in 10th. We were battling to try and get ahead of him for the points. He's now down in 15th. My God. But we're behind the Haas. The Haas is slowing us down. We're dropping back from Yuki Tsunoda because we had to let him go past. And he's not going very fast. He's really not.
So let's just go push. Okay, copy.
I want to really harvest the ERS. We want a really good send. Come on. Oh. 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Oh. Oh, this bloody Haas. If all the cars had been able to unlap themselves, this I think would have been a very different situation, because we've obviously got blue flags that are coming behind us, which in reality would never have happened. We would never have been behind them. The lap cars would have gone through, they would have been able to unlap themselves, and then they would just be battling with each other. As it is, I'm battling with a slower car up ahead, and so that means I'm dropping place to Tsunoda. But we're trying to harvest our ES because we want a really massive push. Problem is, because he's not catching up with Tsunoda, even if we get past him, technically we'll probably get the blue flags again.
Okay, 5 laps to go.
So Jack is currently still behind Lando Norris and ahead of Ricciardo. So McLaren, this is a race for them to forget. This really, really is. But for us, for Williams, this is definitely a race to remember. Oh my God. Could we get the Haas? I think we're going to get the Haas. No, we're not. Oh. Yeah, we're just lacking that last little bit to get any further ahead. But wow. For a race where I mean, to be fair, this is a great race for Astons as well. The Alpines, they're lower than both of us. You know, and both Alpines, both McLarens. Jesus. Oh, just getting squeezed out every turn. Right, Jack. I'm asking you to go aggressive now. I really want you to try and get Lando Norris. I'd really like to try and see it. Yeah, Albon's not getting any further, but here goes Jack. Is he going to get the McLaren? Is he going to get it? He's got the inside line coming up. Oh, he's got through. Could he also get Esteban Ocon as well? Could he get to P15 and get the best result? I mean, I think he's already got his best result of ever. But what an achievement this would be, especially when he crashed out. You know, he had to change his wing. You know, after the first safety car, he just couldn't get past him at all. Wow. We're now, I believe, on the final lap. We are on the final lap. Yeah, Albon's not able to get anything, so could Jack just finally manage to get this last chance? I'm begging and praying and hoping with everything I've got. I'm really hoping we could do this, because this is just phenomenal. And thank you to anyone who has been watching this live, who's watching it after that. This is just something you do not want to miss. Oh, the time's getting warm. I don't care. We're on the last lap. We're on the freaking last lap. Just push, push, push. Because Ocon has also got the DRS, which... Have we not got it? Because we have been right close to him. Maybe again that's another graphical kind of error situation. You know, less than 2/10 behind him. Can we get him? Come on, Jack! Oh, he's got the inside line. I think he's going to do it. I think he has. He's gone up. Oh! There's a spin. There's a spin.
Now we see the Williams here.
Oh! Oh, it's on the curb.
The car's just gone.
Oh!
And that was a bit.
Because the other car stopped. Is he going to get ahead of him or anything? Or is he going to finish back of the grid? No, he has still stayed ahead of them because they had to stop. Jack has managed to hold on, even with that spin.
From Williams.
Even with the spin.
Let's take a closer look.
Is this the overtake that he got? Yeah, this was the overtake. So the overtake was a spin. And look at them, they just stopped there. In real life, would they have stopped? No, they freaking wouldn't.
So easy.
But wow.
Over the finish line.
Wow. 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 Oh my God. I can barely pause for breath.
What a pleasure it was to watch Alex Albon on the track, and an amazing result to match.
That truly was an amazing result. Oh my God. I think the Spain and Canada, they're my two new favourite tracks. Sod Spa, Sod Silverstone, Sod Monaco, you know. These are my races, because we've got some incredible results. Wow. Oh my God, I need to get my voice back. Oh Jesus. Oh, I want to see what this does to the standings. But look at that. Alexander Albon up 7 places. Is that... Surely that's the most amount of gains. Yes, it is. He's got the most amount of overtakes in that race. Jack with 5. Incredible for him. Of course, Esteban Ocon, Norris, Ricciardo, they've obviously dropped down. Fernando Alonso, he's lost out on 4 places. You know, obviously the big ones, of course, is Carlos Sainz and Magnussen with you know, Ferrari and the Haas, them crashing out. From what I could see of them, I think they were very poor crashing out, you know. But oh my God, what a race! What does that do to the standings? I need to scroll down a little bit. So Alexander Albon is up to 17th in the standings. Jack does remain 20th. Obviously, he's had two laps races. So Alexander, I mean, we're still only just being out the Astons, but that is incredible. Such a massive boost. And frustratingly, we don't manage to overtake the Haas, but that's because they've earned themselves 2 points. I think that was literally in this race. Yeah, Mick Schumacher finishing in 9th place, managed to earn himself 2 points. So that means, realistically, unless we get in the points, we ain't finishing above them. We ain't finishing above Haas in the standings. Where did the Astons finish? Yes, the Astons, they had very good results. So that's what's helped them to keep so much pace with us. So you're thinking in P11 that we could have got a really big, massive jump on them. You know, yeah, just annoyingly that Haas, whichever Haas it was. Oh, actually, it was freaking Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher was the person that we couldn't get past. Because we couldn't get past Mick Schumacher, because obviously he had lapped us, and if we had unlapped ourselves, we would have had to probably given away to blue flags again straight away. We weren't able to catch up to Yuki Tsunoda and possibly get our first points of the season. But wow, what a phenomenal race there. Jack earned himself a developmental point, so we're going to be able to improve his smoothness there. A bonus there for both drivers. So Jack finishing in 15th, which is his target. He earned himself an extra $10,000. Alexander Albon, I mean, he's just got to finish 16th to get so much more money. 700, but that was the only way that was able to really get him to sign his new contract. So not ideal. Next thing we will try and push that a lot higher. But I really need to catch my breath. I need a drink right now. I really severely need a drink. But that is pretty much going to do it for this episode. Obviously a lot shorter than most of the other episodes I've done, but obviously you've been able to see a lot more with it. Tell us to have a look out at Thierry Guerin, who's rated 43, having a lot of potential. I don't talk it up. But we have just had our results back for Oliver Bierman, who possibly we could look at. There we go. Compare him. Let's change him to. To Jack Aitken, because Jack Aitken is our reserve driver at the moment, and I don't imagine that we're going to see him change. Jack Aitken, he's probably got a little bit of an edge for the most part, but Oliver is obviously a heck of a lot younger. He's definitely one to keep an eye out for. Obviously, we can't even propose a contract even for the reserve driver because it's still 17. They've got to be more than... so, we'll obviously keep with them till the end of the season, and maybe by that point he'll be 18, we can do that. Missing a chassis. Chassis manufacturing project is already in development. That is good. So we should hopefully have our chassis for when we need it. Yeah, we're just missing that chassis, which, as I said, that's already been. Let's have a look. The current project, next car park in a single day. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to have that for the next race, without any shadow of a doubt. But where are we going next? We are next going to my home Grand Prix. We are going to the Silverstone circuit. Currently suggesting it is going to be a dry race. To be honest, I would have been shocked if we'd had a wet race this in real life, because it's been such a hot summer. But board confidence, we've got high board confidence. They're very happy with, delighted with Montreal, satisfied with Baku, happy with Monte Carlo and Barcelona. Surprised they were happy with Monte Carlo. I didn't think we did that very well. And all the other races, they've been satisfied. Apart from Jeddah, where again they were happy there. So when do we have the next board confidence thing? I can't remember. No, it doesn't say on here. That's the budget. Yeah, best Grand Prix finish. Oh, I can't believe we were literally best of the rest. Just missed out on the points. But for where we are as a team, you cannot deny that was incredible. Oh yes, we need to give our increase to Jack, who's earned his development point. Of course, we're going straight on to smoothness. That's his big area. Until we get that into the 60s, we're not looking at anything else. Smoothness is absolutely everything for him. Michael Loom, post-race review. Max Verstappen claimed the Chequered Flag at the Canadian Grand Prix, finishing ahead of Perez and Leclerc. After qualifying P1, Max Verstappen was able to maintain the lead and secure a victory. See, I'm very disappointed with what was said about Williams. Well, they haven't earned points in the season so far. There's a lot of conversation about Williams, who I was watching their progress in the Constructors' Championship closely. That's it. We were on the verge of getting the points where we should never have ever been in contention for, you know. But here we go, from the board representative, Patrick Stafford. Thank you, Patrick. The board watched the race this weekend, and we want to congratulate you on exceeding our expectations brilliantly. It's a fantastic race. Strong credit to you as team principal. Our confidence in you has grown quite a bit. Oh, yeah, top speed. That like I said, that is where we really need to work on, and we're just basically waiting for basically a week today. Actually, we're going to do that this episode. Can we? Oh no, we have to wait for that. Right. So we're going to wait because we're going to get a new period of testing, so we can look into that. Important email. Oh yes, we were doing some sign outs. Oh. So these are technical chief and head of aerodynamics. Right, let's go and have a look at this. Because we're quite low, especially the head of aerodynamics. Right, so who did we scout? We scouted Alessandro Sinelli. The beer is interested. Right, and Alessandro Sinelli, who is currently with Alfa Romeo. Right, let's. Oh no, don't mean to do that. Go on to his and compare him to David Wheater. Okay, so wow, they are big improvements in every area there. I mean, the smallest gain, we're probably talking something like medium speed downforce. But airflow sensitivity go from 69 to an 81. That's huge. Contract. This is the big thing. So, right. So David Wheater has got a contract for another 3 years. So we're going to have to basically pay him 2.3 million to buy out his contract. And Sinelli, who's only got a year left, we have to pay another 2. So that's about 4.5 million just to buy him out. And then, of course, we're paying about $1 million more in terms of the salary. Right, let's just go back and take a look at the technical chief bits. Because this one... again, is another 80 rated. Have we improved enough to interest anyone else? No, not really. So let's take a look and compare him to Francois. Again, improvements in every single area. So a lot cheaper to buy out. A lot cheaper to buy out. Right. What I need to just work out. Hang on. Oh. Right. So it's aerodynamics or mechanical design. I mean, we've got to go for the head of aerodynamics. We've got to go for Sinelli. If we can still afford the thingy afterwards, then I think we will go for both of them. Right. So So we only need to give bonuses. So we're going to give you a $300,000 bonus. And a 3 million salary, I think. So that will cost us 4.8 million. Right, off of the contract. Here we go. Contract is declined. So if we change that to a 1 season. Oh! Maybe he wanted more seasons. Right, I'll offer you a 3-season contract. Yes! Right, so he just wanted a longer contract. That's what it was for him. Okay, so we're going to hire him. We have hired Alessandro Sinelli from Alfa Romeo. We're going to have to keep an eye out and see who they actually replace him with, because in terms of free agents, they're obviously going downwards. And you got Mercedes, Alpine, Red Bull. I mean, maybe they're going to go for Dirk de Beer at Alpine. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye out there. So we've got 3.4 left. Can we still afford Simone Rester? We're literally on the edge. Right, so if we offer 3-year deal as well. And do the exact same. And he's also accepted the contract. And we have a new technical chief as well. Oh, we're a little bit down on our budget actually. We've gone into debt slightly. But these are big gains for us. These are really big gets. Yeah, this is really going to improve how we are able to design new parts. So this, and obviously with us literally having a new session literally right around the corner, you know, in a couple of weeks or two, this is big. This is really big. So upgrade is complete. We have a upgraded memorabilia room. Go to important email. There you go. I'm delighted to introduce Alessandro Sinelli as our new head of aerodynamics, and introduce Simone Rester as our new technical chief. Memorabilia is increased, so that gives us a boost to our morale and a boost to our team attractiveness. And the upgrade is complete for our helipads, so that has gone up. Was it a suspension? There we go. Okay, and this is where our new testing period begins. This is going to be big. Okay, new aerodynamic period starts today. Our contract for Jack Aiken will be coming to an end in 6 months. Yeah, no, we're going to be replacing him. We can easily get a free agent if we don't manage to get someone that we really want to. But here we go. We need to design new parts. So, what do we want to work on? We want... So we've done front wing and rearing, and we've done suspension. So I think it's either underfloor, side pods, or the chassis. could we maybe actually do both side pods and chassis? Go for both of them. So both seem to be suggesting that it may do our top speed, acceleration and engine cooling. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to go for the chassis and the side pods. That's what we're going to go for. So we're going to go for half of our budget in each one on these. So what, 6.3, so 3.2 basically. So 84, so that's 42 hours. So we definitely get a boost to top speed and acceleration if we go with this. The only thing that's a negative is the engine cooling if we go with this option. The aerodynamics. If we go for optimized cooling, we don't get as big of a boost and everything else. So I think we need to focus here on the race. Right. And we've got 10 engineers. Ah, we can't do it because I've got insufficient funds. Oh my god. Yes, because, so, alright. Right, so because we went for the what you call them, for both of the improvements to the staff, we unfortunately then we're in the negative, so we can't afford to go for them. So we are literally just gonna wait until after this race weekend, where we're gonna get a couple of million for that, and that will just enable us to do everything that we need. So we are going to end this session here, guys. Let me just save. There we go. So I do not want to lose this. Thank you so much to anyone watching this. I really do appreciate it. Stay happy, stay safe. Come back to the next episode, which I'm probably going to do again this evening. I'm going to get some food first. So thank you very much. I will see you again next time, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.